And now, our feature presentation.
Dude, it has been a minute since we've done this show, man. Like, has it been 4 months?
Has been. Yeah, that's a lot of minutes, bro.
It feels like a year. It feels like a year, dude. It's seriously, because I was sitting the other day going, and I really didn't need that break, though. Like, I took a break from like Instagram and stuff, and I came back and took a break from the show, and then we're coming back, and I just need breaks, because like my brain is always just.
Bro, everyone needs breaks, and honestly, you came back confident, and you got your creativity flowing, and that's important.
Yeah, I mean, like,
and you got your family life going on, busy summer.
Mm-hmm.
It is to be expected, brother.
Yeah, with kids especially, man, it gets busy. Not to say I don't love my kids. Don't get me wrong. Don't at me or don't throw me under the bus. But like, I envy you and Natasha because you don't have that worry and that extra weight on you. But
No. I'm just laughing.
Oh, I was like, "What are you telling me, dude?" I was like,
"We have no plans of that." So like, yeah, it's just kind of light for me in general.
Dude, you literally made my heart flutter when you did that. I was like, "What?" Okay,
No.
Right. I mean, I was being very happy for you, but at the same point, I was
safe.
like, I literally just inserted it in the mouth.
You.
But okay, well, I thought we were saving for the show or something. I was like, oh my god,
that'd be wild. No,
that would be wild. No, all of a sudden, you're just like, by the way, little Sammy's gonna be popping up pretty soon.
No.
Oh shit.
No little Sammy.
But yeah. But that would be epic, though, dude. He'd become all muscular and like we're painting everything and stuff. That'd be awesome. He'd be like the buff Bob Ross. Fucking hell, yeah. But yeah, man, I really missed this. I've missed you. I mean, we talk all the time, but like I've missed just this back and forth. And
yeah, we have like little small chitty chats here and there, but like it's good to really get into it.
Life gets busy.
We have a lot of recent things to discuss in depth, maybe a little bit more than we did via text and whatnot.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, life happens really fast, and you kind of have to edge it in there to where you can kind of get what you want out. But like at the same point, in-depth discussions just don't happen unless you're either sitting face to face or doing this. So recently I have been trying to watch more horror. I went into a stretch there for a while. Like I took my time off, and I was really into video games. I was just really doing those all the time. It was fun,
of course.
But at the same time, I did miss horror, and I was like, I really got to get back into that, But you get that addiction settled in, and
you got to do it, man. It's not like it's not like there's enough good content out there that's new that you can just like zone out to it all the time. What happens is you end up watching a bunch of new shit, and like maybe 1 out of 10 you enjoy, and then it just like turns you off. Then it's like, oh, okay. And it happens to me too. And sometimes you got to mix it up, like recently, me and Natasha, we were checking out like I was showing her we went through the Keaton Batman flicks through Kilmer and Clooney, and then we went into the Snyderverse and kind of did everything up there. Right. So just for kicks to show her what's up. Cause there's some good flicks in there. There's some bad ones that we didn't watch, but unnecessary, but sometimes you just need to do something a little different.
Well, definitely. When I saw you were watching Justice League, the Snyder cut, man, I was like,
we went through Man of Steel, Batman, Superman, Ultimate Edition. We went through Justice League, Snyder's cut. We went through The Flash to wrap it all up. I skipped Wonder Woman and Aquaman because, like,
really, I like Wonder Woman. Aquaman can be skipped, but I just liked Wonder Woman.
I don't like the actress they got as Wonder Woman, and I don't like the movie either. Yeah,
you don't like Gal? I mean, dude, Gal's where it's at, man. Yeah, we're opposite on that because I thought the second was. I thought. All right, here's my thought process though. I think that the second one is better than the first one.
Everyone else said the opposite. I didn't see the second one because I didn't like the first one.
I'm old. You know that. It's just a part of who I am. I used to watch the classic TV show with Linda Carter all the time, constantly. Just it was always on. I always watched it. Loved that show. The second movie to me is like an extended version of one of those episodes.
Okay.
So I
I could
was
see
like,
you
this is
enjoying that.
perfect. Yeah, dude, I really loved it. You know,
I
like
just
you
don't
said,
like Gal Gadot. I don't think she's a good actress. You know, she's a good model. I don't think she's a good actress.
oh man,
Yeah.
oh, savvy. It's okay.
Sorry,
It's okay.
sorry.
To breathe.
She's not my Wonder Woman. That's all.
I thought she was great. But anyway,
Yeah.
again, that's why this show happens, because we differ.
It is. It
We
is.
agree.
So you got to hear the correct opinion and the incorrect opinion. No.
And I'm definitely mine is definitely the correct one. So Savvy always has his thing, but whatever. But to each his own. Honestly, it really is preference. Because like I said, some people
100%.
love Gal, and some people hate Linda
Yeah.
Carter. So like I totally get it. So, but I just really enjoyed it because it's very nostalgic for me, and nostalgia runs my life kind of. I hate that, and I love that. So.
Nostalgia runs everyone's life. Most of these people watching it now didn't even grow up in the times that they're enjoying the nostalgia from. So there's that.
True. That's and people like to down it, and sometimes I get mad at myself for doing it, but at the same time, you cannot take that out of your life. You cannot take that out of your brain, out of the way you live, out of
It's in
what
your
you
heart.
watch.
You can't get it out of that.
Yeah, it's part of you, so you can't deny that. Now, I wouldn't base my entire love of movies or TV or whatever on my nostalgia, but it does help to form it. So yeah.
I feel you.
And also, I am, for everyone that's watching me drink this drink, I am drinking. I used to make fun of these things. I used to make fun of Taylor for drinking these all the time. I really hunted the shit out of him. But now the reason I drink these is because of this little thing on the front that says 2 carbs. That's why. Because before the rolling block they used to drink, or whatever, those are really good. Well, yeah, but those were so just carby. I mean, it was ridiculous. So
beers like that,
and I still partake every once in a while. But these are. Someone said that the way you describe these is it's like someone drinking static and then someone yelling the flavor from the next room. And I'm like, it's pretty accurate. Like,
I guess.
Have you tried one?
No, I'm not a big drinker.
Yeah, I think so.
I was never a big drinker,
Yeah, that was my jam. I didn't smoke a lot, but I definitely drank.
That was my jam.
Yeah, that was your jam. We were talking about that earlier about
No,
still partake, but
water's my jam, and the occasional Zevia once a week.
I like water. It tastes good.
Hydrate. Cold water.
I hydrate with water.
Well, I don't drink water.
No, I envy you though. I do envy you because I wish I could just drink water like that, but I have to put something in mine, so otherwise it just doesn't work for me. But
it's cold. That's all I got to put in my water.
Seriously, honestly, with water with me, I don't have to have it cold. I just drink it, which is weird.
Yeah, I don't have to have it cold, but if it's cold, I drink way more of it.
It's true. Okay, yeah, you got a good point there. If it's warm, I could drink it, but definitely it's not as pleasant as going down my throat. But
I get you.
People think I don't have a neck. It looks like I don't have a neck. Like I'm just, but see, I have a neck. It's right there.
You got a neck. I seen your neck before.
But it looks like I'm just like a head sitting on my shoulders. It looks weird.
But a little bit of a bobblehead going.
So if ever something like this, just know that I'm just bobbleheading it. Anyway, let's talk about some movies though. Let's talk about some horror. I recently have been trying to watch more lower budget stuff.
That's always been your jam.
Yeah, it really has, but I kind of got away from it for a while. But I'm going on Shudder and Tubi and Amazon Prime and Netflix, trying to find those, the ones that look like they have the cool cover art, but then you start watching and you go, wow, I totally understand why this movie sucks ass.
I can't with those ones. I can't.
I know you can't.
I can't.
And it's funny.
Like Shudder's a great concept. I fucking love the concept of Shudder. I think if not for Joe Bob and Darcy, that it probably wouldn't even exist anymore because of their success and their show, The Last Drive-In, which I love. The Last Drive-In. It's been a while since I've seen it, but it was so fun to watch. And they had some great flicks and some not so great flicks on there, but the joy is that them speaking through it. But for Shudder, it's there's so many just random ass thrillers and semi sci-fi things and attempts at drama, and I'm it's just pushing. And honestly, I barely watch any of the original content because it's usually not that great. The definitely by far the greatest things on there were Host and and where when evil lurks or where evil lurks. I can't remember which when or where. I can never remember.
When evil lurks, or where?
Yeah.
What is it?
Right?
Now?
They both
No, I can't
sound
think
right.
about it.
They both
Wow.
sound right.
They do.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever that movie is, when evil's lurking
those
somewhere.
Two flicks were great.
Totally,
Great.
I agree. But see, like I go the opposite way. Like I've been watching a lot of the original stuff. Baghead was one I watched recently.
Yeah, I know what you told me it was great. I'm gonna check it out. And if
Do
it's
you
not
have to?
great,
It is.
You know, I'm gonna tell you.
The production value, I know. The production value was really good. The film looks phenomenal, but also the acting's good and the story is
Violent
very
Nature
original.
looked phenomenal, like cinematography wise, but then like every other aspect of it was like toilet. It was a toilet.
I don't agree with you.
It was a toilet, bro. Come on.
I don't agree.
You know how much better that movie would have been had they hired like actors that maybe at least did
but that's not what
or something like.
But it's not what they're going for at all.
Why are they getting this brilliant cinematography and then
because
just, like,
you got to make it look
downgrading
good.
the shit?
You got to make it look good.
Then make it look cheesy and it'll all make sense. But like you can't be like, wow, look at this shot, it's beautiful, and then the actors just like, it's like they couldn't act their way out of a fucking like doggy bag of shit, you know, like
okay, the acting
ever.
The acting is not like it's not Oscar worthy. I know, I agree with you. It's not Oscar worthy. But like you have to give it something like this is raw. Like I'm liking raw more now than I have before, which
dog shit can be raw.
It's just it is raw. But who's to say dog shit can't enhance something?
Yeah, you're losing it now.
I just sort of no. I mean, what I'm saying is the fact that like I don't know. I just like the whole aspect of like this is how I feel like it would actually go down. Like, you know, you watch like Friday the 13th or some kind of slasher in the woods. You're like, this is not.
It's not about that part of it. It's about the way that they did it. The concept of the movie in the beginning was appealing, which is why I watched it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have even tried it. Right. It was the fact that like they just like took something that was like they could have been really solid and they just made some diarrhea out of it.
I thought it was solid. I don't know. I'm totally.
It's like the acting was. You admit the acting was terrible.
I wasn't terrible. I joked about that. It's not terrible. It wasn't like I said. No Oscars, no Oscars given. But I still think that it was decently made and acting was decent. They won't even
clean table at the Oscars.
But like I think the fact that it wasn't.
It has to be Oscar worthy. Like,
it wasn't about the acting though. It wasn't about the acting.
About those other movies that I just mentioned with Host and When Evil Lurks. Those movies are raw and they're independent, and the acting is great. It's great in them. You know, like even the Blair Witch Project had great acting. Like I don't get why they had to try so hard and like fail is what I don't get. Like they should have auditioned these people or something. It's like they didn't even do that. I don't get it.
But like horror movies to me don't live and die by the acting, I guess is the way I look at it. Because I was in your camp though.
It's the mixing. It's like, okay, if everything's cheesy and the bad acting, it has a flow. I get that. But when it's like, oh wow, look at this brilliant shot. And then it's like, wow, you hear that, like everything sounds like nice and crisp. You can hear them crunching the grass and the twigs. And then it's like, hoy, you know, like
I've never heard that. Like, I need to rewatch it because honestly I don't remember that at all. But I need to rewatch it.
I know you were really excited for it and whatnot, but like, I was
really excited.
And I remember watching something with Natasha, and I'm sitting there and like, when the fuck is this movie gonna end? And then when it almost ended, it was like dragged on for an extra 15 minutes of like some fucking lady telling a story in a car that went absolutely fucking nowhere.
No, it was again. I think it was the fact that she was saying she was kind of trying to relate to the girl and trying to make her feel better, but also kind of like wrapping the movie in like this little bag of like horror. That's why I feel like it was. It was like just kind of giving that ending to where you're going. This was not just some random
I'm gonna
thing.
call you out on that part because even the people that liked the movie were like, "Fucking ending, man! Like, what the fuck?"
I loved it. I loved it. I thought it was great because you kept expecting him to come back and get her, and it never happened. I thought that was brilliant. But anyway.
The only reason I wanted to come back and get her was so the movie would end. I was like, "Yo, kill both of these motherfuckers," so he can just roll credits here.
Shit. I'll watch it again. I'll give it another try. And
please do. Please do, because you have changed opinions before after second viewings.
I have, yeah. I mean, Scream 5 and 6, totally Both of those movies. I totally changed on that, and I will never change back ever.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give, but not to say that I want to still enjoy the movie, but I may.
I'm not gonna lie. The Scream sequels were more enjoyable to me than that. Because at the very least, it was like consistent shit. It was consistent shit. It wasn't like, oh.
Okay. I'll make you a deal. When I work next week, I will usually go around like midnight and 3:00. I have like this time where almost nothing happens.
I feel that makes sense.
I will watch that movie during that time where I can kind of focus and really put my mind to it and really try to see where you're coming from. And if I'll say, if I do, I will come back on this show and I will look you in the eyes and I will say, first of all, fuck you. No, but no, I will say, you're right, Savvy.
I like it.
No, I'll say, you're right. I was wrong. I'm not too big of a man to admit that I'm wrong. So.
Yeah, same here. I've been wrong about shit and changed my mind before. I've gone back and forth on things, but there's some things that I just, I can't.
What about The Crow?
The Crow, what? The remake? What about it? We all knew going in. That's why the movie lost like 45 million.
Okay. I just said this earlier, but here's this. Yeah. Okay, we're having a new segment on the show, and it's going to be called "Scream Jesus Preaches." So here goes. I'm gonna set you up here. Scream Jesus, bring forth your sermon.
You want me to talk about The Crow? All right. Well, let's do it.
I'm gonna sit back and relax.
All the boys and girls out there who just watch this for a topless Bill Skarsgård, plug your ears because you're not gonna like any of the realistic shit that comes out of this.
He was hot though, right?
How?
He looked hot to me, but
his body's good. But like, he had a stupid fucking haircut. His tattoos were horrible, and he was a fucking like meth head. Who played a fucking meth head who apparently had a gym membership. Tell me how that fucking works.
I have no meth lab, but I'm gonna go work out and make it work.
Tell me how that fucking works, bro. They took the story, a beautiful fucking love story, and they dragged that shit through slime and filth, and they got what they fucking deserved. I can say that much. I can tell you that much. Like, I'm sorry, but like right from the concept of showing it, I was like, this is going to be shit. I tried to watch it just for fun as a joke, and it made me upset. I had to stop it because, like, I'm sorry, but when they started popping pills and all this, and like, I'm like, who are you supposed to be making kids look up to? Who is this movie made for? Yeah. Who is it made for? Like the comic book, he's just like, he's an innocent mechanic kind of deal, and he's got his girlfriend. They're out on the road and a horrible thing happens and he comes back and there's this like beautiful fucking like poetic justice to it. And then in the movie, it's like, okay, so he's in a rock band, they're struggling, but they're in love, and they can get married on Halloween. And it's such a nice thing, especially for, the gothic horror fans and things like that. And then they're just like, okay, so he's just a meth head. And like, he grew up in a trailer park and then he met this girl in rehab, and then they just broke out with apparently like just like that, like they just hopped the fence and they're like, fuck this place. I'm like, all right, so like, why isn't everyone else doing that?
Dude, when you're on meth, like you can do anything. You're like Jesus when you're on meth.
Yeah, and then they just like they meet up somewhere and then they start popping pills and shit. They open like a box of drugs and they're just like, let's go at it. And I'm like, why did you need to change the villain to a supernatural villain to take out a couple of meth heads? You could have just waited like a week. They would have done it for you. Like,
shit. God.
Movie end, roll credits, like that's it. Oh shit! Like, why waste the fucking bullet? Like,
yeah. Save your bullets, man.
You remember Skank from The Crow, like the '94 Crow? You remember Skank? They looked way more like risky of people to be around than Skank. Like, how you gonna make the hero look worse than the bad guys?
Dude, Skank in that movie was fucking crazy. Like, he is.
Yeah, and this.
Wow.
He looked fucked up, and then these guys are like, they're just, like I said, just, I don't know, man. I don't know. How do you make heroes out of that? I get it only because of, like I said, boys and girls and whatever you want to call yourselves. That's cool. That just have a thing for Bill Skarsgård, and we're, I read the comments on so many of these things. They were just like, oh, I can't lie, like I was melting in my seat, and I'm like, well, like you're just supporting a movie because you like the actor, and that's good for you. But he didn't even support the movie in the end, so
no, he didn't.
You can't be right. You can't be right there.
You're right. Okay. So
Yeah.
on a scale of one, let's go 1 to 5. What do you
If
give
I
that
could dig
movie?
a hole for that scale and put it underground, it would get that.
Wow.
It would get that rating. It
Glowing review,
was
man. Glowing
it
review.
was unredeemable, and it was just absolute trash, absolute trash. Right from the beginning, I was
Wow.
like, okay, like no, like what are you doing? What are you doing?
I mean, cash grab comes to mind.
Yeah, well, that's what it was, right? And at the
Yeah.
same time, they were like, "Oh, we've been trying to make this movie forever. Like, let's finally put it out." It's just like you should have just stopped when nothing was working out. You should have just stopped. And the sad part is, Bill Skarsgård would have made an incredible Eric had they adapted the comic properly. He's got that perfect look. Like you could have pulled that guy out of the comic. His face doesn't look real. You know what I mean? He
Yep.
has like that look that he had in the comic, and I was like, wow, like put
Sure.
this guy in the right makeup and the outfit, give it like a noir type of gothic vibe, and wow, you could have had like a hit. I would have been so happy for that. I'm not, trust me, I'm
Yeah.
Brandon Lee. I love Brandon Lee. I love The Crow.
Oh
I'm not
yeah.
one of those people that's like never touch it, never touch it. He died making it. Brandon Lee would have been happy if they made a great movie, but they
True.
didn't, and that's the sad
Yeah.
part.
Yeah. I mean, it is. Again, there's really nothing they can do about it now. But at the same point, they
Yeah,
could have
we just they,
listened.
they buried it themselves, and I love it. I'm
Yeah,
so
they
happy
could.
it failed.
They could have listened to fans. They could have listened to what's been out there for many, many
They could have.
years after it
They
was
could have.
over, and gone, "Oh, what do the fans of this movie want? Let's make what they want." But they want to be like, "Oh, let's be edgy and let's make
Yeah,
something that no
man.
one
They were
likes."
trying to target
You know,
like a YouTube
cult.
audience for a
Mm.
movie that like a remake of a movie that like was nostalgia. Like
Yeah, yeah,
the people they were targeting are people that don't even really watch that many movies. And they
right.
didn't go see it. Surprise, surprise.
Well, same thing happened with Borderlands. Same thing. I haven't seen it yet, but
Hmm.
dude, I've heard so many things bad about that
I
movie.
don't know much about
Um,
it. I never had interest in watching it because like I don't really know the game.
Yeah, I just recently played all four of or all three of them. Excuse me, four is coming out pretty soon. But
Hmm.
just recently played it, and I love the games. The games are
Hmm.
amazing. Like they're so much fun. There's so many characters and guns, and the storylines are really
Well,
good. And
we've learned
but
that like video game movies just aren't something that you can
well,
like put
but
everything into.
but
You have to, yeah.
here's the kicker though. It was that Eli Roth did it and did it
Mhm.
great, but the studio came in and cut everything out
That's
and
the other
changed
part.
the movie. Yep.
That's the other part, right? That's the other part.
So yeah, so that's why that
Eli
movie
Roth
failed.
doesn't
Now,
have the kind of power it takes to have them
yeah,
not touch your flick.
yeah,
Unfortunately,
he's established, but not well enough. Like
yeah, he's established in the genre.
right,
That's
right. He's not a
how much do
Spielberg
they
or
care
a,
about horror? Yeah,
yeah. He's not something that's someone that can command a studio to do what he
yeah,
wants.
exactly,
So which
exactly.
sucks because I've heard that. I want to see that cut though. I bet he has
Well,
that
that's why
cut
he's
somewhere.
dropped out of other flicks. Like I remember when Eli Roth was going to be behind Meg when they were making Meg at first.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
was
yeah.
stoked. I was like, "What? Eli Roth making like a killer shark movie with a big budget and it was gonna be rated R?" It was way before they put Jason Statham and everything in it. And then when they
Yeah,
did that, I didn't even bother watching it. I'm like, I can't. I
yeah.
saw the trailer. I'm like,
Th-
ruined.
Those movies are those movies are fun. They're fun. I won't say they're not because they're fun to watch,
Yeah,
but they're not good.
like,
They're just not. But
that's
they're
what I
fun.
mean. That's what I mean. I wanted good.
But
I wanted
no, but
at
movies
least
can be okay,
gory and
dude.
like in that sense.
The
At
Fast and the
least
Furious
gory.
franchise
I can't
is
stand
not good at all.
it.
Like the first
Yeah.
one's really good, maybe like
I never liked any of those flicks,
but like dude, those movies are just fun to watch. They're like live action video games. Like you don't have to play, you just watch. That's what they are. You
I
have to take it
guess.
for what it is.
I guess I can't handle them though. It's because again it's like big budget and then like bad acting, bad writing, and then
But
like
it's so
I
much
don't even
fun to
like the
like just
cars. I don't even like the cars.
oh, dude, the
I don't
cars are the
even like
best,
the
dude.
cars.
I
Like the
fucking
only
love the
time I want to
cars.
see a car in a movie because I'm me is like muscle cars, and that's just the Batmobile. Aside from that, like I couldn't care less
Sure.
about their little souped up cars. That I don't know, not my thing.
Yeah, I'm all about it. So yeah, I
Not
can
my
understand if
thing.
you don't. If I didn't like those,
Yeah,
I'd be with you. But I kind of like
yeah,
all of them. So,
yeah.
but
And like Vin Diesel, I can't stand Vin Diesel.
oh, Vin Diesel
I
is
can't stand Vin Diesel.
he's a tool. He's definitely a
Yeah,
tool. I mean,
like Paul Walker. I'm sorry, but Fast and the Furious. That was like one reason I would say like don't like Paul Walker. If anything,
really,
Running
he
Scared,
saved that.
fucking
No,
awesome
that
movie.
movie was great. That
Running
movie was
Scared
great.
made me like a fan of Paul Walker And then there's always like Tammy the T-Rex, but like,
Yeah, oh yeah.
no one's seen that. Yeah,
That's so obscure. People are like, what the hell are they talking about?
I know.
But
I tell young people about it all the time. They're just like, what the fuck? Like,
But like,
Paul Walker
but
is like a dinosaur. I'm like, yeah,
yeah, go watch it now.
Dinosaur.
But like,
He's
honestly,
his girlfriend.
like, yeah, go watch that movie. By the way, if you haven't watched it, I think it's on
100%.
I think it's on the Tubi
right?
Yeah, but it's
Oh,
on.
yeah.
It's streaming somewhere because I
Yeah.
saw it somewhere. But look it up though. It's definitely Tammy the T-Rex.
It's fun. That's
but, like,
stupid fun because it's stupid fun all the way through.
Yeah, but even Fast and the Furious.
But T-Rex, are they trying to make it like an Oscar?
No.
Use great
Well, they didn't.
cinematography.
I know, but Fast and the Furious the same way though. They didn't try to make that some great Oscar winner. But like, it's just fun to watch. The acting's terrible, and it's fun just to laugh at it and be like, "Oh my god, that's so horrible!" The way they said that or what they did that. I love just to watch bad movies and be like, "This is great." Oh, well, speaking of that, I watched a movie last night.
Did you watch?
A low budget thing, Halloween Night.
I saw you post that. I've only seen it pop up on people's stories on Instagram. But
Dude, you would hate it. You would hate it. Don't even bother because Okay. Let me just say right now.
But,
Let me just say right now, the movie's entertaining. It really is. If you like low budget stuff, it's really entertaining. But there literally is the worst actor I have ever seen in any movie, and probably will ever see in a movie ever. And it's like, it's not just bad of like,
Check his
people
credits.
act bad.
Was he in A Violent Nature?
No, he was. Anyway, as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted. No, he has no other, like, he has some other stuff because his picture isn't even on his IMDb, so that's what it says right there.
Oh, one of those.
But like you know how there's bad acting where it's like, someone's going, I don't know what to do next. I think that you've seen that. This guy, like, I don't know how
have you ever watched The Room?
No, but that's something that Jennifer really wants me to watch bad. He's like,
that.
I always see that scene where he walks up. He's like, I don't know what she's talking about. Oh, hi, Mark. I always see that. That clip. I need to watch that, by the way.
Bro.
But no, even that guy is better than this guy.
Yeah. Watch it and then watch the documentary, like the mockumentary on like how they did it with like James Franco and whatnot. That was great.
Oh God, James Franco. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Disaster Artist, I think it was called.
Okay, I'm sure she knows all about that because she has seen that a billion times.
Oh yeah, do a double feature, brother.
But this guy, he overacts and underacts at the same time, if that's even possible. Like it's the most. It racks your brain. It sits you on the edge of your seat, but then it also makes you want to just go stop, just quit. Because he's like he'll say something, but he'll keep going and try to push it. But his facial features are like doing this weird like thing where you're like, what is he looking at?
Is anxious or something?
Dude, I'm hitting my microphone. I'm so just like, but like it's so messed up, dude. It's so you got to watch it just for that. Honestly, you just need to watch it with Natasha and just you understand. It's the guy that plays David. If you ever get just bored and want to watch something just fucking crazy, put that on and just watch at least for like the first like half an hour and just watch what I'm talking about because it is so. But it's so like it's something I'll watch probably every Halloween because it's just fun stupidity. And that guy just makes me want to pull my hair out, but at the same point, it's so funny I cannot laugh.
Maybe this October, you never know. Here's the thing, though, is that with how much I work and the fact that Natasha has never seen a lot of these movies when we're hanging out, it's like I have so much good shit to go through still and enjoy, like again with her. That like sometimes I throw these other ones on just while I'm hanging out alone while she's painting or something like that, just to see what's up.
Do that with this one. That way you shouldn't have to worry about it. But are you keeping track of all the movies y'all watch together?
Oh, I do.
Good. Okay.
I have an app
with
where like I score everything.
Yep. See, I need to do that. I literally have a list on my notepad, and it's movies to watch with my love.
You got to get this app.
Look, it's
I
just
pay
lists.
for it.
It's just like lists of stuff. So far we're at 100 and
look at this
31. What is that?
This is my movie pro. My Movies Pro or whatever.
You got the pro version?
Yeah. I get the pro version because like you can go into a flick and like it gives you like the whole IMDb, everything like that connections. And I can go into like mark when I watched it, so I can go into watched and it'll tell me like, oh, I watched it on Blu-ray with Natasha like this date,
Is that it right there? That's hard to see, but it's like a B
like
on that.
Yeah, the chopboard.
The icon, is a B. All right, cool.
No.
All right. No, that's not it. Hold on. Hold on a
How can I
second.
show you
It
this?
looks like a clipboard. I'm looking. My movies. It's called My Movies.
My movies. And I have the the 5th edition Pro or whatever. I've had it for years. And a catalog, you can scan barcodes on your movies. You can search things that are in theaters, and like you can customize it, and it's great.
Maybe
It's like a little movie rental thing. You have an iPhone,
they don't have
don't
anymore. Yeah, maybe they don't have anymore though, because there are some apps that are just not available anymore. I don't see it.
100%.
You said it's a
100%
clipboard?
have it. I get updates from them all the time.
Send me the screenshot the app and show
You're
it
on
to
iPhone,
send it
no?
to me. Yeah,
I'll just
I
send you
don't
the
see
link.
it. All right, send me the link. That's perfect. Because I just use, like I said, I just use my notepad to do it. So it'd be cool if I actually had something to use it. So hey, My Movies app, if you want us to sponsor you or you sponsor us, you sponsor us. We'll definitely do that. Just send us your info. Cool.
Now you got me distracted. Okay, I sent it to you. Bro.
I know.
You got it now. I found it.
Cool. Excellent. All right. I will definitely check that out though. But yeah, anyway, back to this though. Like, I'm on this streak of just really bad movies, but I'm actually enjoying it though. Like, it's, you see the big budget stuff. I mean, it's, you
get into it long enough, you start to find the good in everything.
I mean,
this is true, but there are some good. Like I said, I like independent flicks. I just like when you watch them, you're like, holy shit, like that was an independent flick, like they did.
But that's so few and far between though. But that's so few and far between, and that is good though.
Those are the ones the rewatch value for me. Like when I watch a movie, if I finish it and I'm just like I can only watch that once, then I'm like it immediately gets like a mid score or lower on my like scale. Because like I want movies that I can be like, oh man, like I can't wait to watch this again in like a few months or next year around this, the right time of year, things like that. Like that's what I want.
True. Well, yeah, I mean that's what I did with like Satan's Little Helper, and I know Cry Wolf is not one of those ones that's like a big budget, but it's also not low budget either.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was right in between. But no, like Satan's Little Helper was a low budget movie.
That was so low budget.
I wasn't big on that movie. I'm not big on it, but I wouldn't call it like complete trash or anything. Like, I'm not going to insult it. Just wasn't my thing.
Right.
Yeah,
I get it. You like?
I have a difference. If I don't like something, I'll be like, no, I just didn't like it. Like it wasn't for me. I respect. What it is.
And I'm getting better about that too.
Something in it, like I feel insulted by it, then I go on the attack.
like the crow. But no, I for a while there, I was kind of like when you would say something like, yeah, okay, I guess you're right, and I just kind of go. But now I'm kind of like, I'm going to stand my ground on some of these because I really do enjoy some of these films.
I want you to like check it out again and like open your eyes a little bit more when it comes to that. No, I'm not saying stop watching your low budget stuff. I'm just saying some of it just needs to be examined a little closely.
I know. I'm a people pleaser, and that's my problem. And I'm starting to get out of that now. I'm just kind of doing what I want. But getting older, you kind of lose that you have that give a fuck mentality now, which I'm loving that. So, yeah, I get it, and I totally respect your views completely. And I don't agree with them a lot of the times, but that's what makes this so great.
We agree on some of the other new stuff. Let's talk about Long Legs.
Long Legs.
Let's talk about Long Legs. Legs wasn't a bad movie.
No, you go first. You tell me your thoughts on it real fast.
Okay, well, like it wasn't a bad movie. Like it was an interesting movie. It had an interesting concept. My biggest flaw with the flow of the movie was the fact that it was so quiet that I just had a hard time like giving a shit because it was so like the main actress, like her character was so quiet, and then the movie was quiet, and so like I was just like, this is very like quiet.
A Quiet Place.
This is a very quiet.
Part 8.
Yeah, right. But aside from that, I really like the concept and the story. It's just I didn't like how the ending, how it took a supernatural twist, and I think we agreed on that. I think it would have been a good crime thriller. With just a little bit wacky, a little bit out there crime thriller. But then they kind of did this whole thing that was like, yeah, but now like it's nothing special anymore. Like now it's just like, when you make something supernatural, it's like, yeah, exactly. And it's like, oh yeah, you got a lot of that out there. You kind of took away what it had going for it.
Right. No, I completely agree. I was sitting there thinking, okay, they're going to wrap this up perfectly. Like he's going to be like this insane guy that like it has just almost like this mental hold on someone. No supernatural thing, because people, even when they're dead, can have a mental hold on you. Yeah. So, and that's a real thing. Like,
you
you know,
controls people supernaturally, and I'm like,
no, they don't need that. The supernatural part could stay out of it. Like you can totally control someone from beyond the
like,
grave.
to me, that was just like a lazy writing in the ending. Like they just gave up.
Yeah, indoctrination definitely holds more for me coming out of where I came from, especially. That holds a really deep place in my heart to understand. I understand that. And so that was like, if they go that way, perfect. And they did. I was like, oh man, come on. You know, you had this great thing going for you. But barring all that, again, 90% of that film was fantastic.
Yeah, not a bad movie in any way.
It was quiet.
It was too quiet. Not deserving of the hype that I feel like it got. But then again, very few things to me are. We agree on that one. Like, what's the other? I guess new. Did you watch Beetlejuice yet?
We just watched it the other night. We have to watch it in the backyard.
Oh.
Won't tell you how.
Okay.
I just saw it supernaturally. Unagi. No, but it was cool because we watched it and it was like, I'm letting out shit.
I want to know what you think.
I agree with you. You said the first half was not great. The second half was pretty solid.
Well, I really didn't like the first half.
Yeah, the first half to me they could have done way better. It's like they were trying too hard to kind of like force you back into that world. I'm like, we don't need that force.
Trying too hard, and that was what bothered me.
Yep. And I'm like,
everything from like that. They did like an animation of like what happened to the father,
which I thought was fucking hilarious, but not for the right reasons.
It was piss poorly done. Like I was like, really? Like this is an animation in Beetlejuice? Like after all, like that you've made Tim Burton after all these years, you've done this like dollar store animation. I'm like, why not use like a stop motion kind of claymation thing that would have been like so much cooler and more your style? Like that could have been great. Like I don't understand why they did that. I get why they killed off the father. Everyone, like, you know, if you know anything about, you know, actors and history of, you know, the whole, you know, arrested for child pornography type of deal. Unfortunate. He's a great actor, you know, and everything that we remember him from Ferris Bueller to Ravenous to Beetlejuice. Right. It was just, they could have at least like voiced him out with someone that sounded kind of like him. Yeah, I think like them not showing his face and having a completely different voice confused a lot of people that didn't just know what was going on. Yeah. I wasn't a fan of that. And then at the same time, they had this character that was a cool character. They gave Beetlejuice a wife, I guess. I don't understand why. But they made her out to be some big baddie in the movie. And she was completely useless. Like you could have cut her out of the movie entirely and not changed a thing. Yeah, and that I don't understand what they were going for there.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I was very upset because she was a cool character. Like the way that she, I mean, I'm spoiling here a little bit, but like she was kind of like came together in the way she was stapled.
Yeah, she did that kind of a whole Chucky thing in Bride of Chucky.
Yeah, it was very cool. I love that. I thought that was great. I thought they really could have made something either make something out of her,
takes out Danny DeVito, you know, right in the get go. Yeah. And I'm okay, let's see where this is going. And then, like, I don't even think they shared any screen time. Like, it was just, what was the point? I was like, okay, that could have not happened. And, like, it didn't feel like Beetlejuice. That's my whole thing. No. Like, Michael Keaton was great. He's old, and it shows, unfortunately. But, like, it didn't feel like a Beetlejuice movie. Like, it doesn't have the vibe of the... people are saying, it captured the vibe of the first one completely. No. I'm like, how do you remember the first one? It was so different.
Dude, that feel is just, I don't know, man. Rightfully so, though. Yeah. Rightfully so, though. I mean, like, you cannot capture that lightning in a bottle.
I knew they couldn't. I'm not gonna lie. I went to see the flick for the popcorn bucket, you know.
Yeah, that's a badass popcorn bucket.
That's why I went to the theaters. But at the same time, I was like, all right, I'm gonna enjoy myself and see what's up. And the second half of the movie, while fun, still didn't feel like a Beetlejuice movie at all.
Right.
Like the pop culture music and things like that, and I'm just like, what's with like the 80s vibe to the movie, like when Beetlejuice is like apparently 600 years old, like where does this fit in? The whole concept of making a Beetlejuice sequel was hard in the first place for me to put together because so like what, since the 80s he aged, but before that the 600 years he just stayed the same. Like
that's I thought that exactly. I was like, why
old man Beetlejuice?
Yeah, why not just acknowledge that in some form or fashion? But they just kind of like act like he was just a normal guy. I'm like, you can't do that and not notice that. You gotta explain it.
It was hard.
Or
and
just
I enjoyed the parts of it that I could. Like I said, the second half way more enjoyable than the first, but still not like that's not a rewatch movie for me.
Yeah,
Didn't have that value.
I'll probably buy it on Steelbook. Out the first one still. I'll probably just have it for my collection, just to have it. But
I can't.
I'll
Bro, when movies cost as much as they cost in Canada, I can't justify it. That's why.
I
Why do you think I'm so
understand
hard on things too? Like I can't. It's not like the old days where I could just buy things for like 10, 20 bucks, whatever.
It's like
now
50,
everything
60
here
bucks for you.
50 plus 40 if you're lucky for like some old stuff that's like cheesy fun, you know.
But even if I buy it here for you and ship it to you, you're still gonna, if you're paying me back,
shipping's expensive.
For me to recoup. Yeah, it's like it's
still still probably be cheaper, but it's not, I'm not gonna be like, oh, every single movie I buy is gonna go to
Wes, go buy that right now.
Exactly. Like,
but yeah,
it sucks, man.
It does.
Yeah.
But the movie for me, like you said, I agree with you. The fact that it just didn't feel like a Beetlejuice movie. I had fun watching it with the kids, especially. It was a lot of fun to watch it with them.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually fun watching in the theaters. We were dressed up and shit, like, you know.
Yeah. And I had some good laughs, and it was, you know.
But I'm not going to lie and give the movie the credit it doesn't deserve.
No, I'm not going to say it's. I'm not going to say it's 5 out of 5. There's no way. No, I know.
I'm honest. I can't.
Like, we're watching it, and even my daughter was like, she at the end, when she thought, the love interest was like, yo, she's getting married. I was like, she's like, why are they doing this with this character? I was like, I don't know, but I'm really not liking this. And then when it kind of redeemed itself, I was like, okay, thank God. At least it didn't do that. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I would have liked a lot better if they had actually addressed some of the things that we want. Again, with the Crow thing, why don't they just address what the fans want and give us what we want rather than trying to create this whole new thing out of nothing?
Here's the thing, though. Tim Burton made some amazing movies in his day, but to me that day ended like around the time when he made Big Fish. Like that was the last thing I watched for him that I really enjoyed, and I was like, this is a great movie. Everything after that I just wasn't into, and his box office numbers started to go down and down too, well, I mean, also his big comeback, and everyone's like, oh, we love Tim Burton, want to see him come back. I love Tim Burton, want to see him come back too, but not if he's not if he doesn't have what he had before.
Well, I think also with this new generation, my daughter's generation, she's 17, almost 18 years old. They are very in tune with not just how filmmakers make movies, but also how they make movies. And we know that Tim Burton has really come out and said a few things about why he doesn't cast black people in his movies. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people take that to heart, and they're going to use that against him with his movies. And I agree with everything they're saying. I don't know why he can't just make that happen. It doesn't make sense to me. So he's shooting himself in the foot in that aspect, first of all. Second of all, trying to capitalize on something he did a long time ago. Again, money grab, he's not doing himself any favors right now, honestly. He's and of course he's not going to backpedal and go, oh, okay, I'll put black people in my movies. No, it's too late now. You've already dug your grave, So it's like you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot right there. But I mean, there's ways he can redeem himself still, I think, if he can.
No, you can make a great movie. Yeah. And honestly, when it comes down to it, and like, I'm not going to be like, oh, I speak for black people. But most of the people that get offended by this shit are people that really, like, they're not the ones that should be caring. They just like to get offended. But the issue is that he just didn't make if he made a great movie, people would notice it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There are ways for him to come back from this, but he just needs to actually do that rather than just talk about it.
I'm sorry, but even from like the get-go, they're like, okay, we're making Beetlejuice. I'm like, interesting. Okay, so Beetlejuice, then Beetlejuice, and then of course we're gonna get Beetlejuice, right? And they're like, nah,
I'm not looking forward to it. Yeah,
he says, nah, I'm done. I'm not making anymore. And I'm like, well, the fuck would you call it Beetlejuice then? What a stupid title for a movie if you're not making a third one. Like, what the fuck are you thinking?
That is so true. I didn't think about it. I didn't really think about that.
It's like if they called Candyman, Candyman, it would be stupid, but like, you think they're going to make 5.
Right. But they're not, they made 4, right? Yeah, they made 4 of those movies. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they have the Candyman, fell out of the flesh.
Name them Candyman.
The third one is something weird, and then there was the remake. So
the third one was Day of the Dead kind of thing. It was horrible.
Dude, the remake, dude, I fucking love.
No, the remake was great. The third one was horrible.
Oh, what was the third one called?
Yeah, the third, I can't remember. It was with Donna Derrick or whatever from Baywatch.
Yeah,
I remember that. It was bad.
It was Farewell to the Flesh was the second one, and then there was. Oh, I gotta look it up. Hold on, this is gonna kill me.
No, Farewell to the Flesh, I love. What a great sequel that doesn't get enough credit.
And let me tell you, the theme song for that movie one of the greatest of all time.
Oh, the score for Candyman?
Yes, I love that just that piano.
Amazing, bro. Amazing.
Oh, dude, I could listen to that forever.
Yeah, yeah.
Literally,
that's one of the all-time greatest horror scores. 100%.
Oh, I want that put in my casket as I listen to it. Whatever. Day of the Dead. Day of the Dead.
Get a mirrored casket. Yeah, it was called Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead. It's Candyman Day of the Dead. Donna D'Errico and Tony Todd was in it, which I'm like, why? But I didn't.
That was a straight to video, I'm pretty sure too, right?
Yeah. But Farewell to the Flesh was very good though. I really enjoyed that.
Oh yeah, underrated sequel.
Totally. And that whole series, in a nutshell, that whole series is great. That one tainted a little bit. And it's not. Let me back up. It's not a whole.
Well, the nice thing is you can ignore the third one. That's the nice thing. It doesn't have any sort of continuation. Like you don't have to worry about any of that. It's not. You can just go and watch 1, 2, and the remake, or you could just watch 1 and the remake, or it wasn't even a remake. It was kind of a reboot because still involved the same characters.
Actually, it was more like a sequel to the first.
Yeah, I loved it. It was just 3/4 of the way through, it kind of got rushed. It was I felt like they skipped like an essential scene that was like in there that we didn't get to see, from how they get from this point to this point. But aside from that, great movie. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
And sometimes movies do that because, of course, time restraint or whatever else. And they just, they just assume the audience is going to fill that space, which we did. I mean, it's not we didn't do. We did.
One of the key rules of good filmmaking is you never assume the audience is going to put anything together. You have to lead them into it, but not be too obvious either. Because you can't be too obvious. You can't assume you have to explain everything to them. You have to make it so that they can figure it out, and so that even lower level of thinking people can still figure it out and still enjoy it. That's a fine line. That is a fine line you're drawing. It is. It is.
Seriously.
But that's what separates the greats and the classics from the
True. We should do a show on movies that do that, like the movies that do that really well, and the movies that obviously fail at that. And of course, now we're getting structured. See, I can't help but structure myself. I fucking
bro. The first Saw movie was low budget, and what a great thriller. But
as soon as you get deep into it, you're like,
it gets the wrong. Everyone's like, Saw is just like stupid torture porn, murders, and gruesome, whatever. And it's like, no, Saw 1.
It is. Like
Saw
it
1,
is, but Saw 1 was
very like Seven-esque kind of thriller.
But it was very grotesque, though.
Yeah, but it wasn't. The first one wasn't super grotesque. It was
that
gory,
scene,
but it wasn't super grotesque compared to all the sequels.
Well, true, but that scene at the end, though, dude, I remember watching that for the very first time, and I got sick to my stomach watching that. Seriously, I was like, dude, I was like, that's fucking disgusting. Yes, the very end scene. Yes. That fucking made me want to throw up, dude. Seriously, and I'm not that easy to get to either. Yeah, like except if you're talking about needles, I can't take needles. But
well, Saw 3 had the bed of needles. How'd you like that,
dude? I could not do that. I was like, oh, fast forward. That or toilets. If you're talking about finding a needle in a toilet, I'm done. I'm just gonna die. But that's terrible stuff. But
I get you.
But yeah, you're right though. Trying to draw those lines from trying to make the audience, but again, like if you're a fan of Candyman, then you know what's going on. So I don't think it was made for non-Candyman fans.
That wasn't the part. It was like there's a certain part where I think it was the guy that ran the laundromat. Yeah, he like kind of abducted the main character, and then he just kind of ends up somewhere, and then you're like, whoa, what happened? Like, how did we do this little jump? Right? It was just that it was missing a key. It could have been 2 minutes. But
that's probably like a deleted scene or something, probably, So,
who knows? Who knows?
True.
Either way, I enjoyed a lot of it still. It's not a perfect movie, but it's still really good.
Yeah, I really did enjoy it for what it was. Yeah, there's no movie, except for maybe a couple that I can say they're actually perfect. Are there any perfect movies to you?
Yeah,
movie that just
so they're usually not horror movies.
Okay, so name 2 perfect films to you.
Goodfellas. Okay. Terminator 2.
Okay. I can see that. I can definitely see that.
I can name more, like The Godfather.
Yeah, those mostly are. I guess Terminator 2 could technically say it's horror, has horror stuff in it, but it's more
horror-esque vibes. More so Terminator 1 has the horror-esque vibes, but it's one of the greatest action movies of all time. And it's an action movie, and it's still like, wow, this movie's perfect. Like they didn't leave anything out. Like, the timeline is like a little confusing, but at the same time, it's like, it's time travel. It's not supposed to be simple.
No.
Yeah.
I'm with you. But see, it's funny because I think you and I have different definitions of perfect too.
Well, no, those aren't like those are favorites, but they're not like my favorite. My favorite movie is The Crow. My favorite horror movie is Halloween '78. They're not perfect movies. I can tear them up if I want.
Yeah, true. And I guess perfect isn't the right word for that because no movie's actually perfect. But I'm just saying movies that can do no wrong in your eyes, I guess is the way to put that. And I guess you can say
I love Boondock Saints too, and that's not a perfect movie, but it's fun as hell.
Yeah, like I would say the two for me are pretty obvious. I mean, Scream definitely is pretty damn perfect.
Scream's another one that's pretty perfect.
Yeah, like we can't recreate that. You can't go back again.
For a horror movie, it's pretty perfect.
Yeah, and then House of 1,000 Corpses. That to me, you can't for like the essence of horror.
I love House of 1,000 Corpses,
dude.
But
you cannot go wrong with that. Oh, dude, it is so perfect. I can watch that movie at any time, any place.
Here's the thing: is Rob Zombie doesn't even think it's perfect because it got tampered with. You know.
Again.
Now you know what I'd love to see that I never got to see is I would like to see like the director's kind of cut of that like still exists somewhere. I never got to see that, and I would love.
It's around.
To see that.
Maybe eventually he'll release that because I would love to see that. Honestly,
well, I don't think he can. I think it's something that like the rights were kind of lost to.
I thought he has a copy though. Did he say he had a copy of it?
I don't know if he has a copy, but either way, I don't think he can release it.
I'm gonna need him to get on that, Rob. If you're watching,
he didn't even want to do the soundtrack for House of 1,000 Corpses. He got stuck, you know.
Right.
And after that, he said he'll never do a soundtrack for one of his movies again.
Well, that's why I got Tyler Bates, Tyler Bates.
Yeah.
Tyler Bates to do it, which I think Tyler Bates is great. So,
the soundtracks for his other flicks were like, Devil's Rejects, one of the greatest soundtracks of all time.
Fucking love it, dude.
Yeah. Also a great movie,
Rob Zombie is just.
People hate on him, but he's got some. He's got some great movies, and he's got some other movies that are not so great. But
I mean, there are very few of his that I don't like. Like I don't think of anything that I don't like of his. Honestly, El Silver Beasto is a little weird, but I still think it's hilarious. I love it.
That was fun. I had the comic too. But for me, it was 31. I really didn't like 31.
Like I said, 31.
My hopes were so high from all the concept art, and when it came out, I was like, "This is lame."
See, I thought it was.
Sorry,
I thought it was great. It's not his best film, but it's also not his worst film.
It didn't live up to the hype he put behind it. That was my issue. He hyped the fuck out of that movie.
I think people. I think
it was so intense. Like, remember the concept art when that came out? I think I made them into like my wallpapers at a certain point. But like,
yeah.
Not what we got. And then the Monsters movie was, for what it was, it kind of worked. But like,
I still haven't seen that one yet. I need to watch that.
That wasn't great.
I've got to watch it just to say I watched it.
Yeah.
But no, I know what he made.
That's
it.
why
I like it. But
Halloween 2 had some really cool, like really, really, really cool concepts that I loved, and other really, really like bad concepts that I hated. So like it was kind of like a 50-50 for me.
True. I don't like the way he was a hobo kind of thing, but like
that didn't even bother me. You know about
at the same point, it was like,
why bring back young Michael? Like, I get the actor got too old and they couldn't use him again, but just don't put the young Michael in there. We didn't need him. Right. We never at one point needed the young Michael. We heard he grew up, and we already got his backstory.
Again, Rob Zombie's mind works weird ways, and whatever his reasons were, I'm like,
Laurie Strode. Like, he made me hate Laurie Strode in the second one. Honestly, the stars of the second movie were Brad Dourif and like Sheriff Brackett and Annie. They were the stars of Halloween 2 for Rob Zombie's edition. Like, I loved them in that movie.
Well, Tyler Mane also, I love him as Michael. He's a great Michael.
He's great as Michael, but he's Michael. Michael's Michael. But like, he didn't have that. Like,
he does it. He has done it way differently.
We didn't get to see like his the relationship between father and daughter in that movie. I really enjoyed their portrayal of their characters. Good. Yeah,
it was good.
Yeah, for like, it wasn't just like, they're cool in a horror movie. It was like, no, they're legit, like, watchable. Like, they could have made them the main characters and forgot about Laurie, and I would have been happy with it.
Yeah, Laurie. Well, we all know how I feel about Scott Taylor Compton. We won't go into that at all, but it is what it is. We talked about this before. It's been a while, but I'll explain it off camera for people that like her. And she's a great actress, let me tell you. But
I don't know about that. She was good in the first one. I can give her that.
Yeah. Second one wasn't great, but first one she did play it up. A younger Laurie was.
Yeah, Laurie in the first one was great. That was my problem with the second one. I was like, what the fuck happened to Laurie? Why is she like?
Obnoxious. I think she got fucked up in the head, and she just went a little bit mentally ill,
But even her friends were like more likable. Like, everyone was more likable. Like, I didn't feel bad for her. I just didn't like her.
Yeah. Wow. All right, I'm going to leave that there. We'll leave that on the table. We're going to put that right there. Leave it right there for the moment. So
Yeah,
we'll come back to that at a later date. But
yeah, we're getting closer
anyway.
to the Halloween anyway. So
yeah,
we're
we're
sure.
less than a week away. We're 6 days away from October, guys. And of course, Halloween to me is from October 1st to October 31st. So
I know. Everyone's like, oh, it's spooky season, as soon as fall kind of starts. But like, nah, October is when it really starts. And honestly, it's even harder in Canada because we have Thanksgiving in October.
Seriously,
so kind of like it steals a little bit of Halloween's spotlight.
Fuck that shit.
I know, right?
Fuck Thanksgiving.
Why can't we have it in November? What the fuck?
I don't understand why that. It's in
November.
We should all just have the same shit at the same time. That way, everybody can celebrate at the same time.
Like I get it if it's like a strictly American thing, but like,
the
same.
But
the holidays have the same name. Let's
Christmas,
and
Thanksgiving,
in
Halloween.
September,
Yeah, let's not do that. That doesn't work. I mean, like you said, I consider spooky season. I consider it.
Yeah, we live
in September
fucking spooky season. That's the kind of thing,
that's what I'm saying. Like it's always here, but like it actually didn't start.
I don't decorate my movie room because it's always decorated. Like
oh yeah.
What else am I supposed to do? Like I'm not gonna put up like cheesy decorations and stuff like that. I just enjoy the hell out of it. Like I would decorate the outside of my house if I had a house. I'm in a condo, but yeah.
Yes, that's what we're gonna do too. So, dude, one more thing: seeing that Freddy mask behind you. I just ordered one the other day. It was actually on the cheaper side, which I was very surprised about. Now we're gonna see what happens when it gets here. But it's one that's like it fits to your face. So you actually can talk. And stuff.
I've seen those. You got to show me.
Yeah,
you got to.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Because this one here, it fits to my face pretty well. It's actually an old cheap mask. It's nothing fancy. It used to have teeth, and I cut them out. Yeah, because I had like those cheesy little yellow kind of rotten teeth, and I was like, you know what? If I cut this out, like I can actually do this and like wrap my lips around the inside of the mask.
Nice.
And it forms to my face fairly well. So that's why I've kept it for all these years. And like I've seen new ones that were like horrible. Dude, like I don't know if you saw the new Trick or Treat Studios actually just pulling out. And it was almost entirely like the lighter color. Like there was no burn marks. I was like, this is weird.
Yeah, the one I bought from them, the first one they put out for the first one looks great, but it's like it again doing cosplay in it is terrible because it doesn't move at all.
You can't
so
move.
It's kind of
There's
like
no expression.
Yeah.
No, but I'm excited for the one you got.
I can't wait to see what it's like. Yeah. They do this guy named Dark Ride. He makes these like $500.
There's great mask makers out there if you can afford it. There's great mask makers out there.
It looks just like Robert. Looks like Robert in the makeup. So, but it's not close to that at all. But like I said, if it's close,
that's the hard thing with cosplaying Freddy is that like he's not a character. He's not Jason. He's not wearing the mask.
Right. That's his face.
So it's not like the same thing. Yeah,
it's definitely hard. Or Ghostface, same thing. But yeah, it's definitely, and I like the way that some cosplayers have taken the mask that they have and kind of just made their own kind of Freddy version, which I love that because I love to see different people's thoughts on how he acts and what happens, which is great. But also, Robert's just always Freddy to me. Now I would love to see Kevin Bacon throw his glove into the ring.
Kevin Bacon's great. He just might already be too old.
But that's okay. That's I see what you're saying, but I think it's okay.
He might already be too old. That's my only issue, and I'd love to see him test for it. Like, here's the thing: Jackie Earl Haley, like he's great. He could have been a great Freddy. He just got downgraded with a terrible fucking movie.
Yeah.
So
it was crap, and his makeup was shit too. Honestly, in my opinion,
they were trying to go for like actual burn victim with the voice, and, like the makeup, and like I can see it being effective if you did it right.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Didn't do it right at all.
Nope. They didn't do it right. There's an actor. I think his name's Eric Landon, if I remember correctly. But this guy looks like a young Robert Englund.
Oh, I think I've seen him before.
So
I have seen him before.
Years back, I remember when they were talking about remaking Freddy. I tweeted him out as like, oh, this guy should be the next Freddy, and he responded like, I would love to. Like, I'd love to see that guy audition. I'd love to see that guy audition.
I think I've seen him before because I think I know exactly what you're talking about. But
like, at least like give me a vibe what he's going to be like. He definitely has the look down. Even if we get Robert Englund back to just do the voice.
Seriously, that'd be insane.
They could do it.
That'd be insane because he could do it. Easily. Voiceover would be easy to do. So definitely,
it's like the Insidious movies with Lynn Shay when they got the actress to play a young Lynn Shay. And they had Lynn Shay voice her over, and the actress really looked like a young Lynn Shay, and it was like that was one of the best casting I've ever done, like seen them do in a movie.
That is brilliant. That is
They can do
brilliant.
it. That's all I'm trying to say.
Do it. Just do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Like, have you heard about Shia LaBeouf? Like he's totally like changed his entire life around and shit. He's not acting anymore.
He's always changing his life around.
Dude, I'm telling you, but this time it's like weird. Like it's not like normal.
He's weird, man. He's a great actor though.
Oh, he's a great actor.
He is
I
a
love
great
his
actor.
movies.
He's weird.
Transformers, dude. That movie.
Transformers
my
aside,
top
like
of
when you watch like what was it?
Holes or Fury was great.
Fury
oh my
was
God.
fucking amazing.
Yep, that was a good movie.
Yeah.
Very good movie.
I seen this other one where he was like some sort of like Mexican gangs like bodyguard kind of deal. I can't remember what it was called, but like it was. Wasn't the best movie, but he was fucking great in it.
I kept thinking that John sounds very familiar. So
yeah. He's on the cover, I think, wearing sunglasses, all like but
bad. I said like this beard and everything.
I can't remember if he had the beard. He had the tattoos though, for sure.
Yeah,
he might have
had
a beard too.
Maybe I'm thinking about something different, but anyway.
Either way, guy's a good actor.
Yeah.
Just fucking wacko, But whatever.
Yeah,
that's Hollywood. Some of
we
the greatest are like that.
We all go a little mad sometimes. Scream Jesus.
Don't you know it?
Well, I'm looking at the time now. It's we hit an hour. Like you said,
I didn't think we'd have a problem with that as our comeback episode.
No, definitely not. Well, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad this is going again. I'm glad that we are back in the saddle. Yeah, I'm going to be, and when I say focused, I don't mean like I'm going to be like overthink and overhype everything. I'm just going to do what I want to do and get it done. I'm not going to worry about
that's what it's all about, bro.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have fun with my friends, and we're gonna make some cool shit, and that's gonna be it. And if you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you.
You're just watching us meet up in the horror section, like that's
this is where it all goes down, baby. This is where it all happens, in the horror section. I like the way that, dude. I like the way that this lighting happened. Like it started off with like light, like I was lighter on this side, and now I'm like dark on this side. I kind of like that aesthetic. I kind of like that.
Yeah, you got the shadows going. I almost
like
did
the
light over here before, and then I kind of put it right in front of me.
I really do like that, though. At first, I thought I'd be kind of shit, but I'm like, I actually kind of like the way that kind of looks on my face. All right, see there, see, folks. When you don't give a shit,
you're dark, man.
Work out. I am. Dark. look at this shirt, gutter garbs. This shirt is fucking.
That's a nice
look
shirt.
at that. It's a badass shirt. I saw that. I was like, I gotta have it. They don't sell too, I think. So I grabbed it. I was like, yeah, I gotta have that. I also ordered
from like T Fury from like I don't know how many years ago. I don't think
that's a brilliant.
I don't even know, but like. One of those like 24-hour releases or something they did.
That's a brilliant release. I wish I could get one of those. I love those. Yeah. One thing before we go, I did order a shirt that my wife is not gonna like at all. She's gonna hate it.
What is it?
It's a little movie called Tusk. I haven't told her about it yet either. So,
oh shit.
Well, when it shows up, I kind of get her reaction. I think I want to do that because that's going to be a hell of a reaction because she can't stand Tusk. So we'll see. We'll see how I may be sleeping outside or I may need to bunk with somebody. Hey, you got an extra room there, Savvy?
Yeah, so you got a plane ticket. You're good.
Yeah, I'm on it right now.
I definitely don't have extra room, but like,
I'll sleep on the couch. I don't care.
The couch is tiny.
if Natasha can paint me a bed on the floor, I'll just sleep on that.
There you go. If there's enough room on the floor, even damn, this place is tiny, but it is
bathroom. Well, okay, I can sleep in the bathroom, but anywhere else other than the bathroom, I'm fully fine. I can sleep on the toilet. Anyway, well. I think we're going to wrap this up. I got to get home. My the wife's actually been in the car for the entire time, so I got to go. But it's been great talking to you again, dude.
Brother, of course.
I mean, we got to meet up again in the horror section really soon. So
very soon, hopefully hopefully in a week.
Yes, hopefully in a week, definitely. We also need to hear what you guys are watching, what you guys are picking out of the horror section for this spooky season. So if you have any recommendations, I may put that up on our page.
I definitely have my October selections that I only watch during October, and I don't watch them any time of the year other than that. Like that's it.
No, seriously.
I'm one of those. This is the right time of year for this. This has to be done now.
Totally agree.
Wait till next year.
You need to. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. You get me that list. I'm gonna come up with my list. We'll do like however many we have. I'm gonna put that out on our page. That way people know what we're watching. But then share with us what you watch. If you want to put it in a story or whatever, and then tag us in it, that way we know, and we'll share it. But because I'm always looking for new things to watch. I know everyone in the horror community is always looking.
I have a good idea on how to post that. We'll talk about it after.
Hell yeah, dude! All right, perfect. Well, in saying that, I think it's time for us to jet it. So thank you for watching.
It's a
we really
night,
appreciate
ladies
it,
and gentlemen.
Yeah. About to say, get that rest in you. You don't look that good with just, not getting any sleep and, whatever else. So,
I barely sleep.
you're like, fuck that shit. But yeah, thank you again for watching, and check us out on Instagram. We're on X, YouTube, of course.
We're on everything
where we live.
Mostly Instagram and YouTube. Check us out there. That's where we're the most active, though, right?
Yep, very true.
Yeah.
So so I guess we will see you next time, standing in the horror section. Check you guys later.